In Cleveland, they're threatening to fine him $15,000 for wearing the wrong shoes. In London, they're rolling out the red carpet. Breaking news tonight, Shedeur Sanders just sent a thunderous message to the NFL from the owner's box at Chelsea Football Club. He spent the evening alongside Todd Boehly, the billionaire who owns the Dodgers, and handed Shohei Ohtani $700 million. According to insiders, Boehly delivered a power statement to Shedeur. The Browns are trying to manage you. Real owners invest in you. Never let a billionaire make you feel like an employee. While Jimmy Haslam plays checkers in Cleveland, Shedeur is in London playing chess with the kings of global sports. But there's a deeper reason why Boehly is so locked in on Shedeur. I've investigated Boehly's recent investment moves, and he's quietly acquiring land near Wembley Stadium for one specific purpose. Let's break down the real estate play and reveal how Shedeur Sanders just outsmarted the entire league.
Shiloh, he has a better closet for sure. He has a little bit more free time.
Yeah, I got some more free time now. But we both have swag, you know what I'm saying? We get it from prime time.
Yeah.
He hates to say it, but everything he try to wear, our dad already did. So he think he be doing his own thing. But
while most athletes spend their off-season grinding in the gym or relaxing on a beach, Shedeur Sanders is busy rewriting the entire blueprint of what a professional athlete can become. If you thought his trip to London was just about catching a soccer match, you've been reading the wrong playbook. This wasn't a vacation. This was a calculated business takeover. When the ownership group of Chelsea Football Club, some of the most powerful figures in global sports, specifically clears the path for Shedeur to walk through the tunnels of Stamford Bridge, they're not doing it for Instagram content. They're doing it because Shedeur Sanders possesses something they desperately need: the undivided attention of American youth culture. The mastermind orchestrating this move is Todd Boehly, the American billionaire who acquired Chelsea and quickly recognized that European soccer faces a massive branding challenge in the United States. To Boehly, Shedeur isn't just a quarterback, he's a cultural connector. By rolling out the blue carpet for Shedeur, Chelsea was executing an indirect strategy to capture the millions of fans who follow the Sanders family religiously. This was a strategic partnership disguised as a VIP stadium visit. When Shedeur held up that custom Chelsea jersey, he wasn't just showing appreciation for a gift, he was broadcasting the emergence of a new sports empire that crosses continents and demolishes traditional boundaries. But the real shockwaves started well before he landed in London. We need to address what happened in Paris first. While the NFL world was debating his arm strength and draft stock, Shedeur and his brother Shiloh were finalizing a staggering $100 million endorsement deal with Amiri. This is where the story takes a controversial turn. Typically, a college athlete enters the NFL hungry and desperate for that first professional paycheck, but Shedeur has completely flipped the script. He's walking into the league already more financially powerful than most Pro Bowl veterans. This $100 million fashion partnership sends an unmistakable message to every NFL front office: you cannot control a man who's already built his own empire. This financial independence is exactly what's fueling the wildest speculation in league circles right now. There's serious conversation about potential draft manipulation. People are whispering that Deion Sanders is preparing to execute a legendary power play, refusing to allow his sons to join a struggling or poorly managed franchise. It's the kind of maneuver that keeps NFL executives awake at night. They're accustomed to holding all the leverage in draft negotiations, but the Sanders family is operating on an entirely different level. They're not just searching for any NFL team, they're searching for the right business partner. And after witnessing how the global elite in London and Paris treat Shedeur, the stakes surrounding the upcoming draft have never been higher. What's even more remarkable is how Shedeur carries himself through this entire process. He's becoming a global ambassador for Black culture in spaces where it's frequently overlooked or undervalued. Whether it's the confidence in his stride entering a stadium or the specific personal branding he's cultivated, he's demonstrating a level of business intelligence we haven't witnessed since the early career of LeBron James. He understands that his playing career has a limited window, but the brand he's constructing at Stamford Bridge and on the fashion runways of Europe is engineered to last forever. He's not just competing for the name on the back of his jersey, he's building the corporation that manufactures the jersey. There's been considerable discussion about his draft positioning, rumors suggesting he might fall to the 5th round or become a steal for a team like the Browns. But let's be honest, that's pure smokescreen tactics. The manufactured disrespect is part of the strategic narrative. Every time a critic attempts to diminish his talent, his social media engagement numbers triple and his merchandise sales explode. The Sanders effect means that even if he's not the first overall selection on draft night, he's already the first choice for the culture. He's already dominating the game before the opening kickoff. And that's precisely what has the traditionalists so rattled. They cannot comprehend how a quarterback from Colorado suddenly became the most discussed name in London soccer circles. This transcends football now. We're witnessing the birth of a global icon who happens to play quarterback. The Chelsea visit wasn't a destination, it was a launching pad. When Todd Boehly evaluates Shedeur, he doesn't see a rookie prospect. He sees a strategic partner who can help him conquer the American market. And for Shedeur, it represents an opportunity to observe how the world's most successful sports franchises operate from the inside. He's absorbing the business mechanics of elite sports at the highest conceivable level, ensuring that when he finally steps onto an NFL field, he's not just another player, he's a mogul in cleats.
As the dust settles from his European tour, one reality is becoming crystal clear. The old rule book for professional athletes is obsolete. You don't just stay in your lane anymore. You construct your own highway. Shedeur Sanders is currently dominating across the globe, proving that his influence cannot be confined to a 100-yard field. He's transforming the entire world into his stadium. And whether the NFL is prepared for it or not, the Sanders era has officially gone global. The only remaining question is which franchise will be bold enough to join him on this journey, and which organizations will be left watching helplessly from the sidelines. In the end, Shedeur's journey demonstrates that the biggest victories aren't only secured on Sundays. Sometimes the most critical touchdown happens in a London boardroom or on a Paris runway. He's already a billionaire in the making, a cultural phenomenon and a disruptor challenging the status quo. If this is what he's accomplishing before taking a single NFL snap, imagine the dominance when he actually starts winning championships on the biggest stage. The world isn't just watching a football player develop. They're witnessing a masterclass in empire building happening in real time. And honestly, he's just getting started. The traditional pathway for a college athlete used to be straightforward. Play hard, keep your head down, and pray a professional franchise decides you're worth a contract. But Shedeur Sanders just torched that entire playbook. If you've been tracking his recent moves across the Atlantic, you understand we're not simply watching a football player anymore. We're observing the construction of a global conglomerate. While his peers grind through standard off-season workouts, Shedeur is navigating high-stakes boardrooms in London and elite fashion shows in Paris. He's demonstrating that the Sanders effect isn't just media hype, it's a seismic transformation in how sports, business, and culture intersect. The moment he walked into Stamford Bridge as a personal guest of Chelsea's ownership, the message reverberated throughout the sports world. The game has fundamentally changed, and Shedeur is the one controlling the narrative.
To grasp why this Chelsea visit carried such monumental significance, you need to understand the man who extended the invitation. Todd Boehly isn't just another wealthy sports enthusiast with deep pockets. He's a visionary who recognizes that the future of sports revolves around cross-platform influence and cultural relevance. Boehly didn't want just any celebrity occupying those seats. He wanted a bridge directly into the American market. By treating Shedeur like sports royalty, Chelsea wasn't merely displaying hospitality. They were executing a calculated strategy for capturing the attention of millions of young Americans who view Shedeur as the ultimate cultural icon. This was an indirect endorsement carrying more weight than any billion-dollar advertising campaign. It represented the merging of Premier League prestige with the raw, undeniable energy of American football culture. But the significance extended far beyond soccer. While the world obsessed over his London appearance, something even more explosive was developing in the fashion capital of the world. The reports of a staggering $100 million deal with luxury brand Amiri didn't just shock the sports world. They terrified the traditional NFL establishment. Consider that for a moment. Most rookies enter the league hungry for their first million-dollar contract, willing to accept whatever terms the front office dictates just to secure their financial future. Shedeur is entering the draft with $100 million already secured from a single fashion partnership. This fundamentally restructures the entire power dynamic. You cannot intimidate or control a player who already possesses more wealth and cultural influence than the executives drafting him. It's a level of independence never before seen in a quarterback prospect, and it's making the old guard extremely uncomfortable. This financial freedom is precisely what's fueling the most controversial speculation surrounding the 2025 draft. There's legitimate conversation happening behind closed doors about an Eli Manning-style maneuver. For those unfamiliar with the reference, Eli Manning famously refused to play for the team that drafted him, forcing a trade to his preferred destination. Now, whispers are intensifying that Shedeur Sanders is preparing to execute the exact same strategy for his sons. Deion has been publicly vocal that he won't allow his children to enter a bad organizational situation. In previous eras, this would have been considered career suicide, but for Shedeur, it's a calculated business decision. He possesses the leverage, he's built the brand, and most critically, he has the financial resources to wait for the ideal opportunity. The NFL has always controlled all the negotiating power, but the Sanders family just brought their own deck of cards to the table. That's where the story becomes truly fascinating. When you analyze Shedeur, you're not just evaluating a player, you're examining a grown brand. Every time he raises his wrist to showcase that legendary watch collection, he's not simply displaying jewelry, he's projecting a lifestyle. He's marketing a specific type of confidence that resonates with a generation valuing personal branding over institutional loyalty. This grown mentality is exactly what makes him so attractive to brands like Amiri and organizations like Chelsea. They're not investing in his college statistics. They're investing in his ability to move cultural conversations. They're buying his connection to a demographic the NFL has struggled to fully monetize for decades. He is the living embodiment of the modern athlete CEO, and he's accomplishing this before taking a single professional snap. But don't mistake the glamour for lack of preparation. The most impressive element of this entire story is how Shedeur balances business with football. While critics claim his European excursions are distractions, those close to him know he's working harder than ever. He understands the brand only maintains value if the on-field performance remains elite. He's utilizing these global experiences to sharpen his mental game, learning to handle worldwide pressure so that the intensity of a Sunday night football game feels manageable by comparison. He's immersing himself in the winning cultures of world-class organizations like Chelsea to bring that same championship or bust mentality back to the United States. It's a comprehensive approach to greatness that most veterans don't discover until their 30s. And what about locker room dynamics? That's the question everyone is asking. How do you enter an NFL locker room as a rookie who's already a global superstar? It's a delicate balance, but Shedeur has been prepared for this his entire life. He's grown up in the shadow of prime time, learning to navigate jealousy, media scrutiny, and sky-high expectations. He doesn't just enter a room, he commands it. Whether he's conversing with a billionaire owner in a London luxury suite or a teammate on the practice field, he carries an authenticity that's impossible to ignore. He's not attempting to be one of the guys, he's striving to lead the guys. And in a league where leadership represents the most valuable currency, Shedeur is already the wealthiest presence in any room. The global influence he's wielding right now represents something far deeper than money. He's becoming a vessel for Black culture on a worldwide platform. By bringing that distinct American energy to the historic grounds of Stamford Bridge, he's showing a new generation of creators and athletes they don't have to conform to the limitations society constructed for them. He's proving you can be a quarterback and a fashion icon. You can be a rookie and a business mogul. You can be from Colorado and dominate conversations in London. He's demolishing the walls separating different worlds. And in doing so, he's creating an entirely new lane that others will follow for the next 2 decades. As we look towards the future, the Sanders effect shows zero signs of slowing down. The speculation about him being a draft steal or falling to a specific team like the Browns is just background noise. The reality is, Shedeur Sanders has already won. He's constructed a safety net of wealth and influence, guaranteeing his success regardless of draft night outcomes. He's redefined what it means to be a prospect by transforming himself into a partner instead. Every decision he makes, from the jerseys he wears to the stadiums he visits, represents a calculated step toward building an empire that will outlast his playing career. In conclusion, what we're witnessing isn't a lucky streak or temporary phenomenon. It's the intentional construction of a legacy. Shedeur Sanders is dominating across the globe, not because of luck, but because he's intellectually superior to the system. He's studied the blueprint, identified the weaknesses, and he's building something better. Whether he's conducting business with Todd Boehly or signing 9-figure deals in Paris, he's proving he's exactly the transformational figure the sports world has been waiting for. The NFL is simply the next chapter in a journey that's already achieved global scale. So while the critics continue talking, Shedeur will continue building. And by the time they fully comprehend how massive this empire has become, it'll be too late to stop it. The game has been completely rewritten, and the signature at the bottom belongs to Shedeur Sanders.